So what you're about to watch is part of an entire step-by-step course on how to use paid advertising with affiliate marketing. Completely step-by-step. It's actually part of a playlist if this is the first video watching here. So make sure you save the playlist, watch the entire thing in order. All of the titles are numbered and go step-by-step. Learn everything I've ever learned about selling affiliate products with Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. It's all here, completely for free on my channel. Infamous Joel here, and in this video we're going to talk about running your first test campaign. Okay, now by this time in your Facebook setup, you have your Facebook Business Manager fully locked and loaded. The page is fully, designed with your logo and your company and everything else. Hopefully by this time you've been running some page likes, or maybe you didn't have to. Maybe you have a business and you verified things, and basically you gained enough trust with Facebook to where they raised your daily spending limit. Now it's important because we need some spending limit in the testing phase. Now if you were not able to get Facebook to raise your spending limit, and it's been about 2 weeks or so, and you've been doing everything you possibly can to get that limit up, you can just start running conversion ads, albeit I'd say be very careful, be very vanilla. Don't try anything like out of this world crazy. Just follow some of the instructions here and cross your fingers that you don't get slapped around with a ban or a restriction or something like that. But if you've been spending time warming up your business manager, your Facebook, everything, been doing everything right, been running some page like campaigns and things like that, most of the time, even though they haven't raised your limit, you should be okay. You should be okay, okay? So, if you're here, let me adjust myself. If you're here, we want to first talk about what the goal of the first test campaign is. Now, as an affiliate marketer, you know you're going to be testing a lot. Testing is just part of what you do now, okay? We'll put on your testing hat and you sit down and you're going to test every 1 or 2 weeks in your life, okay? From now on, like, this is a very hands-off business. You don't have to work every single day, but once a week or once every 2 weeks, especially if you have like a lot of wins going on and making a lot of money, you can pretty much work very little, on this business. So the goal of your first test campaign is this. We're looking for a winning ad, okay? We're looking for a winning ad, and we're looking for specific metrics on the ad account to tell us that the ad is effective. We'll talk more about that in a later lesson, what those numbers actually are, okay? You will not spend more than 2 times AOV, average order value. This is different for every single possible, product or any affiliate campaign out there. I can't give you a number because it depends on what you're promoting. If you're promoting something that's the average order value is $150, then you shouldn't spend any more than $300 in total, right? To figure out which one of your ads was a winner, okay? And so just use that basic math there. If your payout is $25, your average order value is $25, and you shouldn't spend more than $50 to figure out if you have a winner, okay? It all depends on what you're promoting, but that's just a basic rule of thumb. No more than 2 times average order value, okay? After this test run, you will have data to make decisions. That's going to be later on. We're going to look at the data. We're going to see, okay, what is the data telling us? We're going to pull out our calculator. We're going to use, our tracking tool to get accurate numbers and things. And we're going to say, okay, here's what to do next. That's all this is. This is nothing but rinse, wash, and repeat. That's the entire business. This is not a guessing game. This is not a gambling or the stock market or anything like that. It's just looking at data and deciding, okay, what is the data telling me, and make adjustments until you make a crap ton of money. That's it. And we can test with small budgets in the beginning until we find that winning campaign. That's it. Trust me, you lose all the time. I lose all the time. I don't know anybody who doesn't lose all the time. There's no super affiliate on planet Earth who can avoid this testing phase and they just win out of the gate. And no matter how much experience you get, testing is testing. You're going to have more failures than you have successes. But the idea is that your successes scale to, 10,000 a day. You can have successes that make a crap ton of money, so it's going to far, far, far outweigh some of these smaller budget test runs. So it's not a big deal. That's the mindset you need to have. Anyway, next, here are the first ad test structure. Testing is key. The more you can test, the better. The bigger budget you have, the faster you will see winners / results. That's just a fact. Now, if you're somebody with a small budget, work with it. Okay? Smaller budget just means you'll see numbers faster. I mean, sorry, slower. Okay? Oh, that would be great if you have a smaller budget, you see numbers faster. It just means slower. That's it. Don't come into this going, oh, I only have $5 a day to put towards ads and, all that. That's fine. Don't play the pity party. Don't play the tiny violin. That's the sad story. Affiliates from all over the world have started with all kinds of budgets. Even in third world countries, there are people who have been super successful with affiliate marketing, and they've started with like tiny, tiny, measly budgets. Whatever you have, use that. It's just going to be slower. Just take your time. Okay? All right. Next, at a bare minimum, here's just a set standard because I have to have one, obviously, for the program. If you only have like $5 a day, just know it's going to be really slow. But here's what you can expect if you have some budget and you want to go slow and steady. Me personally, I'll just tell you flat out, I go straight to AOV. I go straight to AOV. I have a bigger budget, but not a lot of people do. I just want to get results fast in a single day and move on and go to the next test. Okay, I just want, if I'm gonna lose the money, I'd rather lose it right now, and and move on to the next test. Maybe you have a budget like that, maybe you don't. But for the average person, here's the kind of minimum that you want to start off with. You're gonna run one campaign. Okay, you're gonna have 3 ad sets within that campaign. Each of those ad sets, the only difference between them is the targeting. Now, the targeting should be 2 different lookalike audiences, okay? Create 2 different ones. And 1 open audience, meaning everything's open. Just, United States, Canada, whatever country you're targeting, whatever age group you're targeting, if there's an age group. But everything else wide open. No interest, no nothing. Just let the ads figure out who it's for. Let Facebook figure it all out for you. It works extremely well. It keeps your costs down. And you start to see results. Facebook is actually really smart figuring out who your audience is. Okay, so just leave it open. No need to dive deep into that. Next, inside of those ad sets, you're going to run 3 to 4 ads each, only split testing the images. In the beginning, it's easier to get up and running and just do images rather than doing videos. But in the next lesson, and in the next 2 lessons actually, which are like companion lessons, in the next 3 lessons, which are companion lessons to this first one, they're all grouped together, okay? You'll learn more about creating images and creating videos, and it shouldn't take very long, okay? Should be like a few minutes to create these images. Easy, 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 all right? But in the beginning, when you're split testing the ads, that means testing. That's what it is, okay? You don't know which ads are going to work, but you're going to have everything about each ad exactly the same thing, all the same words, all the same headlines, all the same everything. The only difference is the images, okay? That's the first test that we're going to run because it's the easiest test to run in the beginning. Figure out which image is working the best and go from there. Next, we are using ABO, okay? You don't really need to know what that is because it's pretty much Facebook's default way of doing your budget. It means ad set budget optimization. I'll show you all this in just a minute, but it's pretty simple. You don't have to change any settings or anything like that. Just know that for now we're doing ABO, no other fancy kind of budgeting and stuff like that. And for each ad set running at least $25 a day, okay? If you have more, great. You can go faster. You can do $50 a day. You can do $100 a day. You can do like me and do straight AOV, which the AOV of the current product that I'm running is about $150. I just do $150 a day. That way I can get straight to 2 times AOV in 2 days and I can move on to the next test. I like to test fast. Maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you want to take your time. Maybe you don't have the budget. Doesn't matter. This runs however you want it to run. Just know that this is a nice minimum, slow and steady out of the gate, $25 a day, not bad. Okay? And then just cut the ads off or look at the ads again. When you get to about 2 times AOV, that's when you start looking at the data. We'll look at that later, and I'll show you what that looks like, okay? For bonus points, you can run a separate campaign that is identical to everything we just talked about. All the ads are the same, ad sets, audiences, everything's the same. Except, instead of testing images, you're going to test videos for bonus points. You don't need to do this right out of the gate, okay? You don't need to, but that's why I said for bonus points. If you're just one of those people that, hey, I want to test a bunch of things and see what works, like right out of the gate, I have a budget for it, create a separate campaign, do everything exactly the same, except you're testing videos in this campaign. Sometimes for some offers, videos work better than images. Sometimes, okay? And if you have the time and they have the budget, go for it, okay? You never know. You never know. I don't know. You don't know. The biggest super affiliate on planet Earth making $1 million a week doesn't know. Okay? They're still doing the same thing that we're doing. There is no difference between you and them, except they've been in the game longer. That's it. Okay? They run test campaigns. Now let me show you, since we're all about showing you click by click here, if we're setting up this minimum campaign, what does it look like? Okay? Let's go over to Facebook. And we're going to create a campaign here inside the ad manager. As always, this drop down up top, make sure you're in the correct ad account. I can't stress that enough. I can't stress enough how many times I've created something in the wrong ad account, okay? I'm in the right ad account. We're going to click create. Now, since we're doing conversion campaigns for the first time, we're going to click sales. That's a conversion. We want sales. We want sales. We want sales. Now, this is what I was talking about when it starts getting into like fancy schmancy types of bidding and campaigns. We're going to do manual. Never do this advantage plus thing. Manual, we'll create a campaign. For the campaign, what I like to do is I call it, the name of the product. You might think this is not important, but at scale, when you have a crap ton of campaigns going, you want to remember this stuff. Let's say I'm promoting Pure Revive, separate it, conversion campaign. Maybe for this conversion campaign, I'm only doing images, right? I'm just testing images, and I'm going to put the date, which today is 4/21/24, just so I remember when I started it. There you go. And I put that little separator in between. So this is Pure Revive that I'm promoting. It's a conversion campaign. I could just put conversion here to make it simpler and smaller. Conversion. I'm testing images in this campaign just so that I know for myself, and then here's the date that I launched the campaign. Again, it is important because at scale, when you have like 500 campaigns in here running at the same time, you're making like $1 million in 5 minutes. You want to be able to locate this stuff, and if you have volume and other tracking tools set up on the other side of things, you want to see this stuff inside of volume, okay, or whatever tracking tool you're using. Now, if you scroll down here, you'll see something called Advantage Campaign Budget. This is CBO, Campaign Budget Optimization. Notice how it's turned off, okay? Because this is not the default setting. So we don't need to worry about that. That's why I said that we're going to use ABO, Ad Set Budget Optimization. That is just the default way to do ads, okay? So we don't need to turn anything else on. We don't need to touch anything. Unless you're in a special category, you can look at these. Housing, employment. Most of the time you won't be in that. Next. Okay. Ad set. Now, ad sets, because I said at each ad set you're going to test different audiences, the best thing to name these ad sets is whatever audience you created. So 1 to 2% lookalike. Maybe that's an audience that I created. Okay. 1 to 2% lookalike audience. Just name it whatever the audience is so that you know which ad set is targeting which audience. Okay. Or maybe you're targeting open on this one, put open. You get what I'm saying. Performance goal, it's always maximum number of conversions. Remember to pick the right pixel, whichever pixel it is that you're, firing data to, and whatever pixel you probably have your tracking tool connected to. Conversion event, you always want purchase. We want money, right? We want purchases. These are conversion campaigns. We're not playing around. Budget. $25, okay, minimum. Now, start date. I know it's tempting to start like right now, but what I found is that when you do that, the algorithm gets confused, and you'll notice that your budget gets spent in a really weird way. If it doesn't all get spent, it doesn't get spent at all. It's kind of weird. So what I do is I start the ads at 3 a.m. the next day. Okay, 3 a.m. on the following day, so that it has an entire day to spend the budget, an entire day to learn and get things running. Now, audience controls, you can obviously choose like multiple countries if you want. I usually leave the United States. If you talk to your affiliate manager or you go to your affiliate page, research your product, maybe your product is selling better in some other country, then feel free to put that country here. Okay. Everything else I pretty much leave the same unless, let's see here, switch to audience, original audience thing. If I need to check the age, maybe my product is only for people who are, say, like 40 and above. I would choose 40 and 65 plus. That might be the only thing I change. And also, unless I have maybe, believe it or not, erectile dysfunction is something that sells really well with Facebook. Maybe it's only for men. Okay. But something like that. I wouldn't get so far down into like detailed targeting, like what their interests are, what their hobbies are and stuff. I wouldn't go that far. The only other thing I'd change here is if I have a product that only sells in English, the pages are in English, I'd put English. And that's it. Those are the only things that I would change. I'd click next. No need to change placement. Leave placement on automatic. Let Facebook figure out where to show, your ads. Excuse me. The ad name, because we're only testing images, you will name the ad after some funny name, with the image, some way that you remember. Maybe image number 1, lemons, or something like that, just so you remember. Maybe it's a picture of lemons, right? And then the next ad that you create, image number 2, people on the beach. Image number 3, laughing guy. Whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is, just so that you remember which ad is which, okay? If you have an Instagram account you want to connect, go ahead and do Instagram. I don't have an Instagram account for this campaign. Never select multi-advertisers. Just deselect that. This stupid thing. It's stupid. It's just stupid. Just forget about it. Next, you want to go to media, click on add image, and you will find, like, here's the lemons one. Crop. No need to crop most of the time if you did the work of making sure that everything was the right size. Usually just square. Now this little ticker here, it says all optimizations. A lot of times this is on by default. Turn it off. Turn it off. What that means is basically Facebook is going to take your image or your video or whatever and mess with it, right? They're going to mess with it. They're going to change it. They're going to change the colors, the size, the this, the that. They're going to do all kinds of funny things with your image, okay? Now, why do we turn this off? Because we're doing a testing campaign. Now, how do we know which one of the images is working the best if Facebook is messing around with our images? We don't want that, right? We want accurate tracking and accurate data. So I leave this off. I turn that off. Don't mess with my stuff, Facebook. So we can see our image there. Primary text. This is where you're going to put your copy. We'll talk about the copy in another lesson. This is where you're going to put the headline. We'll talk about the headline in another lesson. And this is where you don't really need to put description, to be honest. You can put this for yourself if you want to. It just goes down underneath your headline. Sometimes I leave it just empty. Sometimes leaving it empty works better. Let's see here. Call to action. Usually learn more is just fine. Website URL. Now this is going to be a funky one. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but website URL, believe it or not, is not always just your landing page URL. You'll get specific instructions from your tracking tool. For example, volume, if I go back to volume here, if I go to campaigns and I click, landers, not campaign. If I go to landers and I copy URL, okay, let's say I just copy it and paste it. Oh, that's not it. Where is the thing? Okay, let me try this again. Edit maybe. If I edit, okay. No, that's not it. Where is it? Incorrect lander. Okay, verified that. I missed something. Is it in edit or is it in campaign? Kind of hard to navigate sometimes. Let's go to edit on the campaign. Destination. Tracking. There it is. Sorry. Found it. Okay. If you go to this is in volume specifically, but whatever tracking tool you're using is going to have specific instructions, because the tracking tool wants to get data from someone clicking on the ad. And the only way to do that is to pass data with this long ass, crazy ass URL that the tracking tool is creating specifically for you. So let's paste it in here. Look how long it is. All of these little things that, someone someone clicks this instead, the page is exactly the same. Everything looks the same. The only difference is, look at this long ass URL. Okay. So this is the tracking tool pulling the data so that it goes into your tracking account so that they can get better data basically on your visitors, the people that are coming to your landing page. They're collecting a lot. So make sure that, where did I just go here? Where did my, okay. Make sure that website URL is basically you're following the directions of your tracking tool. You saw where to find it there in volume. You would just paste it here. So I'd paste that here, that long ass crazy URL, because I want people to go to this thing so that volume can track them. Okay. As far as browser add-ons, sometimes call is here or some other weird stuff. Put none. And that's pretty much it. There is URL parameters. Sometimes you would need to put this depending on your tracking tool. For volume, you don't need to. Okay, and that's it. And I would hit publish. Obviously not yet because nothing is done. Now, here's a cool thing about running Facebook ads. You don't have to do this over and over because remember I said 3 ad sets. Once you create the different images inside of this ad and create all of your stuff, all you have to do is click these 3 dots on the ad set, hit quick duplicate, boom. And it just duplicated the ad set with all the ads in it. So I don't have to keep recreating stuff over and over and over again. All I would have to do is change the name of this one if it's going to be different targeting. Okay, I'll do, let's see, audience here. Custom audience, right? I'll create, this one will be my lookalike 4 to 6. Okay, so I'll change the name here, 4 to 6%. And I won't put copy because it's not a copy. That's something Facebook put. So that's my next ad set. All I did was change the audience. Did I put the audience on the other one? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Okay, let's put 2% there. And I would just keep doing that. Okay, quick duplicate. Okay, this one's going to be my wide open one. So no targeting, no audience, nothing. Maybe just age and that's it. And I'll put here, I'll put open. Okay. Each one of them is going to be $25 a day. Just double check all this stuff. Make sure everything's right. When you duplicate, sometimes weird stuff happens. Just sometimes, okay, the image is the same. All of the ads can be exactly the same in all the ad sets. Everything being the same, okay? Now, obviously, I'm going to have 3 to 4 more ads in here before I duplicate. But it makes it a lot easier, right? Everything stays the same. So finish one ad set with all the ads, with all the copy, with the images, with everything else. That way it's easier because all you have to do is 3 buttons, quick duplicate, and change the targeting, change the name of the ad set. Everything else is exactly the same. Okay? So that makes it a lot easier. It doesn't take a long time to do this stuff. Okay? That's it for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one. I'm the infamous Joel, and I'm out. All right. So creating winning copy for the product, because we talked about the testing part, right? The testing phase of the ads, but you might be like, how do I come up with this stuff? How do I come up with the headline, right? The creative, the copy. Well, we'll start with the copy and the headline here. The very first thing that I do is I think about the pain point, right? What is the major pain point that this particular product is solving? What are the pain points here? And for this, we're going to use our best friend, ChatGPT. So I'm going to copy this. By the way, this is in the training. This, what do you call these things again? Prompt. I am not good at prompts, by the way. I am not good at them. I'm not a prompt engineer. I'm terrible. I just do whatever, and hopefully it works. For so far, it works for me, but I'm sure I could be a lot better. So I just don't want Bill to critique me because he's like, oh, you suck. I know. I'm not good at this stuff. So I'm sure Bill can come up with much better prompts than this, but this is what I use. So I just want ChatGPT to give me some ideas around pain points. And I know from doing some of the research on Renew, by the way you do research on the product is very simple, actually. It is to just go to the video. And yes, this part sucks, but you watch the video. The reason I say it sucks is because these videos are really long sometimes. But in the meantime, while you're watching the video, you pause it, you go get yourself a coffee, you take some notes. It helps. It helps a ton to get familiar with the product and what it does. So please do so. It's going to give you a good advantage. But for the rest of it, we use ChatGPT. So for me, I know that, let me move this to the side. I know that the product mainly rejuvenates you and helps you feel younger, kind of reverses the clock. It's one of those types of products. So the topic is age. What is, there's a word for that. It's like age rewind or something like that. There's a word for that. I don't remember. Being, reversing old age or something like that. I don't know. All right, so I put in the chat GPT, you are my expert copywriter. I need you to come up with major pain points for people on the topic below, reversing old age. Okay, so it's coming up with a lot of different ideas around this topic. Now, this topic could be anything. Let's say you choose a weight loss offer, you're going to put weight loss. Let's say you choose, Prodentum, which is doing really well. So like dental stuff, like people with problems with their teeth. Give me some ideas around what pain points they might be having. So it'll give you some ideas. And the only reason that we type this out is because I'm going to open up another tab with ChatGPT. I'm going to take one of these pain points and we're going to start to write our copy. Now for the copy itself, I have another prompt. I'm not very good at it, but I have another prompt. And this is the prompt here, okay? And I'm going to put this into this second one here. Now, I can read all of it to you, but I'm not going to right now. Notice that all we have to fill out is problems people have, unique solution or mechanism, major pain point, credible source of recent discovery, main benefit of solution, number of people who have benefited from this, side benefits, and additional notes. There's one of two ways we can fill in this information. Way number one is by watching that video, that 2-hour freaking long video, and you can just fill it out as you go along. Number two, which is a much faster way, I'm glad I'm here to help you, is that we talk to the vendor and we ask them for email swipes or examples of emails. So that is exactly what Jackie sent me here. These are the email swipes for Renew. So these are emails that they actually use in their own campaigns. These companies make a lot of money. So they're paying their copywriters, their email people millions of dollars. So they know what they're doing, okay? So the first thing, what does it ask me to fill out here? It asks me to fill out problems people have. Well, we know they want to reverse aging, okay? Now, unique mechanism. What is unique mechanism? Unique mechanism has to be, okay, they want to reverse their aging. But what is that one tagline, that one thing that makes this stand out? That one thing that people hear it, they go, whoa, what is that? It creates this curiosity because they've never heard of anything like that. 2 years ago, when I first said done for you affiliate marketing, no one had ever heard that before. That was new. Everything was courses and courses and courses and courses. I said, you know what? Let's just do it for you. What? That was unique. That's marketing. You're always looking for a unique mechanism. How can I do the same job with this new tool, this new way? Right? So we're going to just search through the email copy to find an example of the unique mechanism. I can already see something here. Sip salt water before bed. That's it. Actually, I'm going to keep flush is fat too. I'm just going to put that in there. I'm going to paste it. There's our unique mechanism. Sip salt water before bed is unique. That's like, how does that work? I want to see that. What's that all about? Major pain point. That's why we did this first part, is we were looking for, right? Let ChatGPT tell us, people looking into reversing aging, what are some of the major pain points that they have? Let's say we just choose one. We can choose one, right? And we can leave these open, meaning that I don't know how long ChatGPT keeps conversations going forever and ever, hopefully, but this is going to help you with testing over time. You just leave these pages, these chats open, and you can go back and you can pick a different one to help you with new copy and test a new thing. I'm going to go with appearance changes. That'll be the major pain point. Okay. Next, credible source of recent discovery. Almost always in this copy, they'll talk about how they discovered this new thing. Let's see if we can find it. Scientists are in shock. It's not very specific. Let's see if there's a specific one. Oh, here we go. An esteemed doctor from University of Cairo. Woo, nice. Let's use that one. An esteemed doctor from the University of Cairo. Okay. Main benefit of solution. Let's look for the main benefit of this solution. What is the main benefit? Naturally triggering your body to release belly fat once you're asleep. Best of all, it's totally tasteless. Da da da. Seems like some of these are about losing weight, which is fine. That's part of it. Bizarre soul, it'll trigger your body. That seems to be it'll trigger this seems to be like repeated over and over. So let's use that. I keep going back to the wrong thing. Okay. Oh, it will. Okay. It'll trigger your body to release belly fat once you fall asleep. Number of people who have benefited from this. Sometimes the emails have this and sometimes they don't. If they don't, just make something up. I put like 40,000 people or something like that, just whatever. It helps with the copy to make it sound like there's social proof, right? Other people are doing this. Let's put 100,000. Nothing's too crazy, but and if we have additional notes, like anything else we want to write in there, something else we find in the copy for the emails, then we can add it in there. If not, then we can just hit enter and see what it spits out here. And there it is. It's already programmed to be Facebook compliant, hopefully. I'm not the greatest prompt person ever, but you can always double check. And it's also programmed to write this in first person. So this is a personal story that the AI is writing. Now, there it is. And you can see some of the stuff we wrote is sprinkled in there. 1,000 people have already done this, 100,000 people, renowned doctor from Cairo. There is the pain point, no cream diet or exercise seemed to make a difference. Felt like I was losing the battle against aging. So this is it. This is our copy. And it was written in, I don't know, 10 seconds or something like that. And last but not least, we have this other prompt for our headline. And Bill said that the headline was everything to him. He saw the headline and he was like, I'm in, right? So, oh, that's not what we're doing. Retry. Okay, no, not explore GPTs. I pressed the wrong thing. Okay, so as we can see here, this is a different one, but this is all three of these are in the training, by the way, guys. I could point in a direction. I know one of them is I think actually two of them are underneath the copywriting, like creating your first ad in the Facebook ad part, but you'll see them under there. And you can see it's going to ask you for a lot of the same stuff. This one is for your headline, topic, reverse aging. Unique mechanism, we can just get it from the other one. We already wrote that. Sip salt water before bed, flushes fat. Okay. Main benefit it provides, I think we already wrote that too. There it is. Trigger your body to release doo-doo-doo. Okay. And if we had additional notes, we could put them in there. Let's hit enter. And it's going to give us 3 to 5 different headline ideas just in case we wanted to test headlines or we wanted to leave this here and try the other headlines later. It depends on your test, right? It depends on what test run you're doing. You might go with my first test where I'm doing 3 completely different ads. So I'll choose an element out of all different ones and see which ones win. But I'll take note, right? All you need to do, guys, when you are doing the test, the ad itself, you can call the ad something. You can name the ad something in Facebook. When you get to the ad level on Facebook, right? It'll say name. Name it something you'll remember. Say, image 1 dash copy 1 dash headline 1, and then have like a spreadsheet or something, or maybe clues for yourself of which one is which, right? Same thing for the next ad. Add, image 2, copy 2, do. So you have this naming convention that when you look at your data, when you look at your tracking and everything you have in place, you know which ads are doing what, which ads are sending the best traffic, which ads are getting sales, which ads are doing all these things, so that you can keep that information for your next test run, right? Now, if you have an ad that is getting you at least 100% ROI, meaning double your investment, put that into you don't really need to put that into a separate campaign. I found that if you just leave it alone and just increase the ad spend, it works just fine. So increase it 20% every day or every other day to keep that thing going. That's it. You're just scaling that one. But you might pause the other ones or cut off the other ones if they're not working out, and in the background create a new test, right? But that one is your control now because it's a winner. Create a new test from the control in the background and just let the control just run amok. But as you can see, it's also programmed to give us very short headlines, because on Facebook, I don't remember how many. Oh, it's 40 characters. It's only 40 characters on Facebook. So if you have a really long headline, it's not going to work. But there it is. These are the headlines. Bedtime salt trick sheds belly fat. There's another one here that I made. Let's see if I can get it. So once you're done with that, remember that your what was the word I was looking for here? Your entire process from ad to landing page, then to the offer, needs to be congruent. There is an old saying that I'm sure Russell Brunson did not make up, because he never makes up anything. He's just a marketing nerd. He's never made up anything. He just reads a lot, but he's awesome. I love Russell Brunson. And he once said, and I only got it from him, but he said, a confused mind always says no. You might have the world's best copy, the best headline, the best image, the best landing page, the best everything. But the minute someone is going through that process and something is off, they say no. They say, oh no, this is like a scam or something. This is, on one page you said this, on the other page you said that. Right? Don't we all feel like that? If something is like a little off, we're a little skeptical, right? So you want to make sure the whole process is congruent. So this document is over where the landing page training is. I think it's in part 2 of the program. But where I talk about like Landerbolt and System.io and stuff when you're making your landing page, I have this document as well. It's basically the same thing as your ad copy and everything else, but it's helping you create the landing page copy. So what it says at the top of your landing page, what it says in the middle, everything, right? So that way it's congruent from the ad to the landing page, and it makes sense. So they know, hey, I'm at the right place. This says the same thing that I was reading over there. Okay. Now, can you test landing pages? Is what you're asking me? Okay. Yes. Because I know that's going to be the next thing. It is, I would not test landing pages until you have a full-fledged winner, though. Like when you have a winner that's just killing it and you're making like ridiculous amounts of money, you feel free to test landing page. But most of the time, I found that the landing page doesn't matter as much, as long as it's just congruent. It doesn't confuse them. It's not going to make it's going to be like a marginal difference. It's not going to be like this enormous difference. Like, oh my God, this new landing page got me an extra $20,000. It's probably not going to happen. So feel free to just not. That's also an option. I'd rather test ads than a test landing page. And that's pretty much it. So you have all that help there. Those are the terrible prompts that I made, but they work. Yeah. So that's what I use too. So I would just like this is the ad copy one, right? All you need to do is say create 2 new variations. I can't spell. I can't even see it. What am I writing? 2 new variations of this ad, please. I'm always very polite to ChatGPT. That's a tip that Bill told me. Is if you're very polite, ChatGPT likes that. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to give me 2 new variations. So say I want to test copy 1, copy 2, copy 3, 3 different ads. There it is. Or if I want to create a new variation and a new test, I leave this window open on the side here and I go back to it, say, hey, give me like 2 more variations of this same thing, right? So you do not have to work on this for like years. Like there was legitimately like affiliate marketers years ago who had to do this manually. Can you imagine that? Sheesh. Oh, Lord. Infamous Joel here, and this video is going to be relatively short compared to the last one because the image is the one thing and we don't know what the hell is going to work and how it's going to work and when it's going to work. We just try a lot of different things, okay? That's part of your testing, especially in your first test run. If you're just testing images, then you'll just test a bunch of images, you know, technically like 3 to 4. Underneath this lesson, you may find a image vault of images we've used before, images we found, images we've ripped from other marketers, give you inspiration, or you can try to use them. Try not to be completely exactly the same, okay? Because, you know, not just for ethical reasons, but obviously we talked about the platforms don't like you to do that, all right? They want original content. So one of the ways we can create original content and original images is by using an AI tool like this. Now, I'm going to leave the link for this down below. This is free up to a point. It's freemium, but it's free enough to where you can get a few things going and start using this, okay? Now, this is called Midjourney. For those of you probably heard it before because it's really, really popular. But basically, it's really easy, okay? You just go into here, go into Discover, sign up, okay? Create different images. You can create a lot of different things, style, palettes, models, flows, all kinds of weird stuff. But really, like, let's say you're doing what I'm doing, like Sugar Defender. Old, it's not nice to say this, struggling with, this probably won't fly on Facebook, but it's just something to think about. Pricking themselves with, I don't know what the hell the name of that tool is for. This may or may not work, but it's something you can toy around with for a while. Create your own, easily make your own person, images for free, create your own. Let's see what it does here. So this way, oh, okay, let's see what happens. Will this work? Okay. Oh, what happened here? Okay. Oh. How about this? This should work fine. Playing with grandson. Because remember, in that story we had before, it was all about playing with the grandson. Was like the outcome, right? Generate image to image. So you can actually take an example of an image you already found, or you found in the vault, or you have, or you ripped from somebody else, and you can do like a different variation of that same image. Aspect ratio, let's do square for Facebook. Facebook usually likes square images. Number of images, let's just make one. You can upgrade, get the turbo. Okay. Let's see what pops out. The weirder the better. I'm sure it'll look really, really weird because they always do. Okay. AI technology is not in a place where, you know, everything looks amazing yet. Taking a bit longer than I thought. My dogs go crazy even with when someone is just, you know, even near the door. Oh, I wanted to make it bigger. This is not terrible. I probably would try this again and be more specific about playing at the playground or throwing the football back and forth or something like that. It's not really the kind of vibe that I'm going for with the copy that we had there. You know, but you get what I'm saying. Play around with this for a while. It's free, like I said, up until a certain point. It's like freemium. They want you to try it out. They want you to use it. And if not this, you can use Canva instead. Or you can use Fiverr and pay someone else to do it. Or you can go into the vault, or you can ask our team and they can kind of spit you out something real quick. You know, it all depends. But I like this tool. You can use this tool. It helps you just kind of come up with a lot of different original ideas so you're not ripping someone off. And worst case scenario, you can use something you already found, plug it in here, and it can create a variation. Okay? You can you can put an image in here, it'll create a new image from that image. Okay? Very powerful stuff. I'm the infamous Joel, and I'm out. All right, infamous Joel here, and in this video, if you want to make a video for, let's say you're doing like well, YouTube ads, you definitely need videos, so that's different. But if you want to run video ads inside of Facebook, that's really powerful too. You can try different videos to see if they do better than images. It may be the case, okay? But how do you make videos very quickly? All you need to do is go over here to ChatGPT, and this is where your research is going to come in handy. Please research for the love of God, okay? So that you know what to tell ChatGPT to do. Like, generally speaking, you know everything about your product. You've researched the competitors. You know what to say. You know what you want your ad to talk about, okay? So that way ChatGPT can create a great video script for you. That's the first thing you need. You need a script, okay? So let's say I go in here and I might have had something already. Expert Sugar Defender ad. Okay, here we go. I already had something. So in the beginning, you can see I need you to be my expert video ad writer. I'm an affiliate for a product called Sugar Defender. The product helps to keep blood sugar down for people who have been diagnosed with diabetes, and I need you to write a script for a 30-second YouTube ad for this product. So this was for YouTube, but you can tell it to write you something for Facebook. And really, again, on Facebook, especially on Facebook, but a lot of other platforms, you don't really want to sell the product. So be very clear on you just want to sell maybe a video or a new discovery or a story about how a grandpa, you know, got to play with their kids again after they tried this amazing new discovery to get their blood sugar down or whatever. So you want to tell it to write you a script, something similar to this story. So basically what you're doing is you're just taking the ad copy and you're asking ChatGPT to put it in script form for a video instead. Okay, give it as much detail as possible. A lot of times when you tell it to do a video script, it'll do these. It'll give you like scenes, because this is the way that like a movie is written, right? Like a screenplay. They have to put in like brackets like where they are and stuff like that. I don't want that. I want those to be eliminated, so I tell it to rewrite without those scenes and instead write the words only that are being spoken. And that's it. It just gave me the script with only the words that are being spoken. So I copied this and I went to this tool. This is where you'll go. It's called Visla. I'll leave the link down below. All you're going to do in here, it's again like a freemium thing. I think it's free to a certain point. Is you're going to go in here and you can actually just use the idea thing here. Like you can just tell it to give you a script. You can this is basically ChatGPT, and you have an idea of like what you want your video to be about, what you want it to talk about. So you can do this instead if you don't want to do the ChatGPT part. But I found that ChatGPT is better at, especially if it knows what you're talking about and you give it a lot of detail, at giving you like a good script. So instead, I'll click up here and go text, since I already had the text, and I will eliminate the quotes and like Sarah and stuff like that. Anything with periods, I might separate it so that they're all different lines inside the script. Oh, okay, like all different parts of the script. Not the greatest script in the world. I'm just using it as an example. Now in here you can describe the video you want to create. You can put like you want it to have fast cuts, you want it to go medium slow, like what language you want it in, what kind of background video or like what kind of footage you want, like what you want happening in the video. Give it as much information as you can. Click generate video. Okay, and you can see it's loading. It's going to take a little while, but basically once this is done, you're going to have a finished video. That's it. Okay, and if you want to create variations, you just go back through here and maybe change up the variation a little bit. Maybe change up just the first part because we want to hook people with our video, right? Maybe just change up the first few words that are spoken to see which video performs the best. Excuse me. But that's it. This is a free tool. You can make videos and like this time, right? It's 54% done. So that's it. So no excuses on like oh my God, I have to make a video. It literally takes like 5 minutes max. Okay. And you have like 3-4 videos already. I'm the infamous Joel and I'm out. Infamous Joel here, and in this video we're going to look at what creates a winning ad, and when you have winners, what do you do next, okay? And even if you don't have winners, what do you do next, okay? This is a process, so it doesn't really matter what happens. You just have to get some tests out there to decide what to do next. This is a business where you connect the dots looking backwards, not forwards. So many people are like scared to get started, and it's stupid. It's an irrational fear because you will fail. You'll have a lot of failures along the way. You're looking for one winner, just one, right? At least one winner can literally make you like 6 figures in a single month. Okay, if you have the offensive strategy mapped out, for sure you can. Okay, so who cares about a few, dozen losers or whatever? Who gives a crap? All right, so I haven't looked at these yet, but we can look at together some of my metrics in this campaign that I'm starting to run. And I'll give you some of the mindset and some of the numbers and some of the metrics to look at, how to organize things. And if you have a tracking tool like Volume or something, you can do a lot of this stuff automatically, and it will actually track a lot of these numbers for you. So you can get a better view of what these numbers are, okay? But let's go through these one by one. CPC, this is what creates a winning ad, or what constitutes a winning ad. CPC below $1. CPC stands for cost per click. Okay, if your cost per click is above $1, it's usually really hard to make the math work out on these types of products. Okay, it just is. All right, so you want to look at CPC below $1 on each individual ad to see which one is performing the best on that front. Next, CTR, or click through rate. More specifically, link click through rate on Facebook. What this means is that for every 100 people that actually see your ad, also known as impressions, how many of them are clicking your ad? In this case, it's out of every 100, 7 of them are clicking. Okay, so it's just an aggregate number, an average of how many eyeballs are seeing your ad and then clicking on the ad. If we are getting a CTR, a click-through rate, of above 7%, then that means that the ad is really resonating or creating enough curiosity to make people want to go to the next step and click on the ad, right? So that's a good thing. The ad is working. Next, we have LP, or landing page conversion. We want it to be above 50% for most landing pages. You might have a jump page, you might have a blog style page, but you want people, at least more than half the people, to be clicking from your page onto your affiliate link and going and checking out the product. That means you have a really effective page that is making people want to go check out the thing that you are selling, okay? The only exception is if you have a quiz page, it's a little bit more filtering, right? So 30% and above is usually better for a quiz page, okay? Next, you have OFI, or order form impressions. Now, once someone has clicked on your affiliate link and gone and checked out the thing that you have to sell, how many of them, right, the percentage of them who are now actually going in and beginning to fill out the order form? They might start putting in their name, their email, their credit card information, something. Okay, so there's enough interest there for them to go, I'm really thinking about this. They're now thinking of seriously about a purchase. Again, if you have a tracking tool like Volume, does this automatically and can really calculate this stuff and help you not to have to do this manually. Okay, and last but not least is the king of them all. Pretty much this trumps everything else. ROI above 100%. Okay, so if you're making back double what you're spending on the ad itself, then it's a winning ad. Okay, that's it. It's a winning ad. It pretty much trumps everything else. If everything else looks good and you don't have this, I'd try testing it a little bit longer to see if you get that sale. But for the most part, if you're seeing ROI, you're seeing a return of double or more, it's excellent. It's time to scale it. So that's the next step, is what do you do next? Well, if you have that ROI of 100%, every other number looks good, every other metric is like telling you that you have a winner on your hands, scale it. That's it. Scale the ad that's working, kill the losers. Just look through the losers that are not doing very well, kill them. And scale the ones that are doing very well, keep them going. That's it. That is it. Okay? So you'll go to the next step here and you'll go into the scaling lessons and start to see those, hundreds and thousands of dollars a day. All right? Next, but what if they're all losers? What if you got no ROI, no sales, or a very small ROI? Maybe you got one sale or two sales, but you didn't really make your money back. You lost some money or whatever. Okay, that's usually a sign that something is still wrong in the system, right? But the other metrics up here will tell you what's wrong. That's why we connect the dots looking backwards. So if all are losers, really you want to take the time to pause the ads, pause the campaign, and sit back and look at the numbers. Now, a side note, you want to, I tell people so many times, I'm telling you, have a tracking tool. If you can't afford something like volume that's super powerful, I get that, but at least get like a Click Magic or get something, okay? Because Facebook's numbers are super inaccurate, so you're really just shooting in the dark. You're really just like guessing what's going on with your ad campaign, and you don't know really the real numbers. Okay, so get some kind of a tracking tool. I love volume. I can't stress enough how powerful it is. It's awesome, okay? But get something if you don't want to get that, all right? Now, if they're all losers, what do the numbers tell you to fix? Let's look at the campaign that I have now so we can get a general picture. And I'm going to put this side by side with ClickBank here. And so I've been running these ads for roughly 2 weeks or so. I'm just about at double AOV, like I said. And we'll just look at the totality here of all the numbers. Let me check all of these because I ran 3 separate campaigns and tried a few different things. But let's see what everything is looking like as a total here, okay? Let's see. So right here, yep, I'm almost at double or a little bit over double the AOV. So it's about time to cut this off. In total, or at least time to really look at it. Let's go through these step by step. Okay, we're looking at all the different ads. Let's see CPC below $1. Always make sure that your view up here is covering all the days that you ran ads. I'm going to go all the way up to the day. Okay, and you want to go here to where it says columns. Okay, and you can actually customize the way that you're looking at the ad. So if this is a little bit messy and it's telling you a bunch of stuff that you don't care about, go down here to customize columns. And you can organize this however you want. Over here on the right side is the columns, okay? Delivery, attribution setting, don't really care about that. Results, it's not even gonna tell me results anyway because it can't track affiliate stuff. Frequency, I don't care about that much, but I guess I'll leave it. Reach, delivery, cost per result, it's not gonna tell me that. Budget, we'll leave budget. Well, actually, no, I don't care about budget, really. I just want to look at the numbers that I care about. Amount spent, ends, I don't care about that. Schedule, don't care about that. Quality ranking, I'll leave that on there. Engagement rate, conversion rate ranking. You can copy me how I have this set up, or you can kind of look at your own view however you want. CPM is cost per 1,000. You know, that's fine. I'll look at that. I'll leave this a little bit closer to the top. Now the ones that I actually care about. Link clicks, CPC. Okay, CPC is right here. No, sorry, that's all. Just scroll down a bit. If you need to add CPC, the right one. Don't put CPC all. Find CPC link clicks, which is right here. Here it is, cost clicks. CPC, cost per link click. They're different metrics. They actually mean different things. We don't care about CPC all, really. I'm going to remove them. We care about CPC for the link click. We care about CTR, click-through rate on the link. So find that next. Here it is. Clicks, CTR, link click-through rate. I have it checked, but you can check it. Put it over there. Link clicks. I do want to see how many clicks I got on the links in total. Clicks all doesn't really. Clicks all is like another metric to, like, did people stop and look at the ad and read the ad and things like that. Don't really care that much. And I think that's it. I'll just leave it very simple, just like that. I'll save this as a preset. You can save this so you don't have to keep changing it. I'll call this ClickBank, okay, and hit apply. Now it's always going to look the same when you come in here as long as you select ClickBank or, you know, whatever you call it, your preset, okay? All right, cool. So now let's look at this and let's see which ads are the winners here. First and foremost, CPC. We can organize them. And you can start seeing here some of the ads that went above $1. You might as well cut them. Let's cut these above $1. No good. No good. Immediately, we cut some losers already. Now, If the CPC is above $1, but you saw that ad was getting you sales, remember, ROI trumps all. Don't cut it. You know, it's really hard to see if the ad was getting you sales without a tracking tool, which, again, ergo, why I recommend getting a tracking tool. Get yourself volume. Stop being cheap, okay? Get yourself something. It's going to cost you more in the long run if you're just guessing. All right? And I promise you, I know that for a fact, because for like the first 2 or 3 weeks of this campaign, I didn't have tracking in. Even though I got a sale or two, I don't know how many. Well, look, I don't know where they came from. So now I'm just shooting in the dark, and that sucks. You never want to do that. Okay, so let's see here. The rest of these can probably stay. They're all under $1. This one's at 13 cents. That's crazy. There was only 2 clicks on it, though. Not a lot of data. This one got the most data, 213. Oh, sorry, that's a page like campaign. That's why. Okay. All right. So let's look at CTR, click-through rate. My goodness, this one got 33%, but it also didn't get a lot of impressions. That's the amount of people that actually saw the ad. Only 3 people saw the ad. So that's not enough data to really decide if this was a good ad or not. It's just not enough. It's so small. Okay. Again, this one also 58, 43. This is why you want to test like very few ads. I probably went overboard and tested too many. You know, so this is one of the reasons you want to do 3 or 4 ads with the $25 a day so you can get better data. Not enough data here. Can't really tell if that's good. This one got plenty of data. Okay, 211 impressions, pretty good. And 25 link clicks, which is an 11% link click-through rate. That's amazing. Okay, so that one is a really good one. That's a winner. That's good. All right, let's see. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it. And from this, we can pretty much tell which ones are good, which ones are bad. The rest of these, if we sort these by going the opposite way, we can see that some of these got really, really poor click-through rates. Let's see, 74 impressions, but really low click-through rate. It's already turned off, so okay. Okay, this one, not very good either, 154 impressions. We're going to call that a loser. It didn't work out. Let's see here. Images. This one's 16. Not enough data. Not enough data. Anywhere near enough data. 16 impressions is very low. Is it 100? Okay, the rest of these. This one's slightly. All these are slightly under 7%. But again, it wouldn't matter if they brought sales. And I don't know which ones brought sales. So that sucks. So I'm kind of starting fresh the next round. But this is good to look at and see what was going on. Now I wonder if the ones up here were from ad set off. Okay, so they were from an ad set that's either off or gone entirely. So something was not working really well in that ad set and they're already cut. Cool. All right. So now let's pull out the old calculator for some of the other metrics here, and we'll look at landing page conversion rate. Now, unless you have a tracking tool, again, volume and other tracking tools can just tell you this number. It can tell you how many people are visiting your landing page and what percentage of them are now clicking on your affiliate link after they visit your landing page. So again, makes life a lot easier. But if not, if like me, you're doing this right now, you're doing it manually, we're going to look at hops, which is the amount of people that have clicked the affiliate link. Okay. I wonder how text can. That's weird. Anyway, we're looking at hops. That's the amount of people that click the affiliate link. And we are looking at link clicks here. 995 total. We might want to exclude this one. Yeah. How do I guess I'll subtract 213 because that's a page-like campaign. That doesn't really count. Let's see here. 995 minus, what was it again? Where'd it go? Here it is, 213. The real number of link clicks is 782. Okay. And we're going to look at hops. The number of hops in total was 449 divided by 449. Sorry, I think it should be the other way around, right? 449 divided by, what was the other number? 782 divided by 782. So, okay, decent. Slightly above 50%. We got 57% if we round down, that is the landing page conversion rate. So we are above 50% on that. Now is where the men become boys. OFI. Right here in ClickBank, it is known as initial impressions. I tried to highlight it, it wouldn't let me. Initial impressions equals order form impressions. So that's the amount of people that were going and checking out the checkout. Okay. They started to look at the order form and put in their name and stuff like that, and email, whatever. All right. So they were at least interested enough to start to fill out the form. Let's see what that number is. It should be 10% and above. So 15 divided by 449 is only 3%. Okay. Only 3%. That's very, very low. So now we know, right? Some of the ads were working pretty well. We had some decent winners, and we had a pretty decent landing page getting people to click over to the next step. But what this tells me right here is this is where the system is broken. This is where I need to work on the process, okay? So there is the clear reason. It's the OFI not above 10%, which usually tells you and me that we're not building enough desire with our ad, and especially with our landing page, the only things that we have control over, okay? With the right message in front of the right people at the right time, we should get an OFI above 10%. The fact that we were only hitting 3% means that our message is resonating only with a specific number of people, right? 3% of those people, and not enough people, were finding our message really, really hot, really like, I read that, I saw that, I'm really interested, right? So we're losing a lot of people once they get to that page. They go, meh, I changed my mind. Maybe they start to watch the video, they're not really looking into it. So we're getting the wrong people, and that's on us, right? That's on us. We're either getting the wrong people, or we're getting people that are going through our ad and going through our page, and we're not building enough desire. We're not getting them interested enough. So we need to stop here and look at the ads again, look at the copy, look at those things. We can probably fix click-through rate by testing different images, but we'll read through again. We'll look at our landing page. We'll look at our copy and things like that, and think about, okay, what is creating this discrepancy? What is happening to where we're getting much less than 10% OFI? And we'll do some more research. We'll go back. We'll look at some other winners, some other competitors, and see what they're doing, and start to get a clearer picture. I'll be honest, between setting up the tracking and creating these videos and changing things inside the modules here and taking a lot of sales calls this week, I was a bit busy, and I didn't do as best as I could. That's taking ownership. That's taking responsibility. We should all do that. That's what the great affiliate marketers do, is they take ownership. They say, okay, obviously people are making millions of dollars with this. Something else is wrong here, and it's me, and I need to improve this. So the good thing is we found the cause, and we can go back through the process, go back through our own copy, analyze it, fine tooth comb. Why am I not building enough desire? What am I doing wrong here? That's it. Okay. So expect that now that I have tracking in place, now that I've done more research and I've done better and I've taken some time and let things season a little bit, I'm going to go back through, read everything that I've done, find some more landing pages to see other competitors doing well, and find, okay, boom, that's why I'm not getting enough OFI here. Okay. And then go through another round of testing till I find that winner. That's it. I did get a sale in there, I think. Yeah, I got a sale in there. So it wasn't a complete loss. There was one sale. So I made back maybe half my spend, which is fine, but it's not great. It's still a loss. We still want to go ahead and test some more and do better next time. But from these tests and from these results, we can see, right? This is the mindset. We can see how we need to pivot and what we need to do for the next round. And all you do is every week or 2 weeks, you're going through another round, until you find that super winner. And you might win right out of the gate. Your first run might be a winner. Okay. If you do enough research and you do it right, your first run will be a winner. Okay. I slacked. I didn't do that great. I know I can admit to myself, I didn't research well enough. I just kind of slapped things together. That was stupid of me. Right. So it's fine though. I have the budget and I can just test a bit. But if you don't, then put more time into the research and be really, really strong right out of the gate. I'm the infamous Joel, and I'm out.